Hi guys, hail and merry meet everybody, it's MicheleMarieDalene. Today I'm going to show you the new equalizer module, and I was going to set a more fancy way, but I wanted to keep the simple demonstration out of the way. So first of all, let me remove from the box what you don't get with it. This is what you get with it. Not even an instruction book. But this is pretty intuitive, so most people probably won't have a problem. So let me just show you what you get. You got your USB lead. This only is for power. This is not for any kind of signals. Okay? You have to provide the wall wart itself. Then you get this, which is the business end with the 7-band equalizer. And now what this does is connecting with audio cables. You have to supply those to the input jacks here for the right and left. You can then plug in your headphones. Well, the problem is these headphones have the big plug. It's also compatible with a headset too. So you can plug in a headset. See, we have a headset icon. So this is a 4-pin T or S plug. Now, one of the questions I was wondering is, when you're using this, does this just possibly take the sound from the headset and headphone microphone and set it into the output jacks without any kind of equalization? Because if it does, that's great, because I get a perfect use for this. Because I got a second UCA222, well, we can plug this into the computer independent of the first microphone and headphones. So for things like chat or something that needs a second microphone, this could also act as the interface for that. Or I could use my gaming headset. So let's talk about how this works. Fortunately, I think I put the other cable back in the storage bin. So let me just spare you the details. It works. Okay. So I was playing around with these settings yesterday to see approximately where my audio is. And you'll notice that here on the low frequencies, this is low, this is off, this is off, this is off. Okay? This is slightly high. This is the 1K. This is the 3K and the 6.5K. And the 15K is off. The reason is because I don't want it to be too sibilant, and I certainly don't want the bass overdriving my ears. Okay, so these gotta be down. Then the volume control, when I connected to my studio monitor's jack, works fine, but that gets confusing because I got two volume knobs to fiddle with. That is the one on the mixer itself, and this one to make sure that you don't overdrive this, but at the same time, this doesn't get so crazily loud that you're adding in distortion too. It's a simple little box. It does exactly what it says it's going to do. And I played around with it, and it does pretty much everything. It's also an interface. Remember those new gaming headsets that have those headset that use those 4-pin plugs? There you go. Now this thing, oh, I know another device you can use with it. Oh, yes. I think I have it up on the shelf here. Yes, I do. The iRig Free. What does the iRig Free do? Well, the iRig Free allows you to connect XLR gear to this. It still doesn't solve the headphone problem, but I could see where this could be handy. Plug into the front. Plug in your favorite 48-volt phantom power or non-phantom power microphone attachment to this, to the iRig Free. Then there's a headphone jack right here on the back. Then you use this adapter to plug in your big hole headphones into this. So you can use your lavalier microphone here, or an SM58 or SM48 or PG48s, PG58s into this, allowing you to use your headphones. In that case, you don't have to turn on the phantom power. You just turn on the power like that. Except my switch doesn't always work. There we go. It's got a little bit cruddy every now and time. So now what I would do is, that means that I really gotta plug this in now. I am so tempted to see how this is gonna work. So let me do that. I'll have to do this in several parts, but I am so tempted. I have got to try this. This is just killing me. I have got to try this. So why don't I do that? Let me see if I can get this working so I can show you how it would work. Because this is like so exciting. Okay, I'm still recording here. Okay, so give me a second. We might as well put these cables to test. This is the Pighawk cable, so I have extras of these. Now, originally I was going to use these for the connecting to the studio monitor jacks, because I have two RCAT adapters in here, which would be fine for testing. And might as well get these off. Pighawk, why did you insist on doing it this way with so many twist ties? You don't need these many. Just it's too many. Okay, so I did a full review on the plugs. So I'm gonna plug these into the holes on the back of the mixing board, into the monitor jacks. This is gonna supply sound to the unit. So this goes to input, right and left. Okay? And already you can see we're creating a big giant Ruby Goldberg contraption on wires. Alright. Power is on. Yeah. Okay, now we gotta do the other side. Pick up these broken twist ties. I dropped a few. Well, wait. Now, for the other cable, we're going to use the 1/4 inch to TS plugs. No particular reason not to. It just happens to be that what I'm going to plug this into, I need to plug it into the jacks. Don't have an adapter sitting in them, so. So this and it plugs into here. This is kind of hard to get at. You got it in the wrong hole. Oh, okay. Okay. So, I'm going to unplug my headphones from the board here. Up the row. Well, actually, I want to test it on the board too, but yeah. I'm going to plug this from the board here. We're going to plug it into our iRig Pre. And now, I'm going to put the headphones on and see if I can hear myself, and I can. And again, I got to turn the sound at a certain level here. One thing is I'm going to get the sound out of one speaker. I hear that. Oh. Wait. Are we sure we can link on sound one speaker? Yeah, I'm getting out of those. It just seems like it's out of balance. Yeah. Okay, it's this it's these stupid mini plugs that's a problem. All right, so now we got our lapel microphone. I'm gonna plug this in here. Let's see, iRig Pre. This needs 48 volts, so I just hit this 48 volt. Kills 9-volt batteries quick. Okay, I'm gonna plug this into the adapter here. Now, which switch is it? I think it's this one. Oh my god, that's it. Yeah, okay, so let me turn the desktop mic off too. Turn that up, yeah, I got some. Oh. Ugly. Ugly. Holy crap. Okay, so we know that this microphone's working fine on the regular XLR plug. But for some reason, the iRig Pre isn't giving it audio. So... One moment, please. Let's see if I can get this working here. No good. Doesn't work with this adapter. Alright, so we know this thing is wired for the iPhone, and it's very possible that this adapter is designed for another circuit. So let me go ahead and get the headset. Now remember, there's at least 2 competing standards for headset adapters. And so I'm gonna get the other plug. I also have to detangle this wire because I don't want to ruin the cord. This is so easy to do. These XLR plugs are so heavy, and it keeps. Oh, 1 moment, please. Okay, so this gets confusing as frig. So let's try to demystify this. For some reason, this isn't working for input either. So I'm gonna make a calculated assessment here. The calculated assessment is that the input stage, or the output stage, that's be for the headphones, here and here, it's not working. It's not sending sound out to the setup. When I plug in this iRig Pre, that's the input stage here, it doesn't work either. So I have to make an assessment. So let's make this assessment. Turn on power. This is applying 48 volts phantom power, so we know it's getting voltage. And from the input stage. So the question is, what's going on here? I'm going to see what I think is going on. In short, the microphone input doesn't work. So let me just put the monitors on and see if we can use them for headphones. And kind of works, but that's like really messed up too. So whatever the company did for wiring of these headsets is they didn't wire this headset properly for this application. In other words, these are not wired properly for a TRRS 3.5 millimeter plug. They're not wired right. If I use a standard microphone cord adapter, which is a TRS, in modern systems, right here, this pin here, the one that would be at the last ring, would be for the microphone input stage. There is an input section on this too, so I'm not going to totally give up on yet. I'm going to grab an adapter that connects the headset to that adapter. See if that works better. Maybe somebody in the design stage made a mistake. This is an adapter that connects gaming headsets with the TRRS plug. This came with the headset to the appropriate plugs for play, that's green, and record, that's red. So the problem is, I'm going to use the same adapter on my gaming set too. Alright, so let's see if the sound works. It does, sort of, work. It's still gonna record. Oh yes, now I'm getting sound. Alright, good. But let's turn the microphone close to my mouth here. And let's see. I'm not getting nothing. I'm not getting nothing. Alright, so let me just say this. Alright, so I have my phone back on now. And turn them up here. And so what's the takeaway from this? Well, as a headphone equalizer, it works. As an input stage for an external microphone, it's as thick as a brick. I wonder. Try something here. This is an ugly, ugly, ugly mess. All right, well, that's the first thing you gotta do is make sure to keep things stays plugged in. All right, so let's try this again. All right, so here's the deal. This is a neat idea, but the implementation doesn't work. Unfortunately, this adapter doesn't work with these headphones. I'm not done plugging in stuff. I'll try more combination. So I'm going to plug in the line jack here, and then I'm going to plug the Irig Pre into this. And I'm going to plug in my lapel microphone, which is already plugged into the Irig Pre, into this. And turn on the power switch. Ah, I heard something. All right, picked up something. Fantastic. I'm not getting any sound from the microphone. You also got a gain control on the side too. Yeah, I do, and but I'm getting sound. Now I hear something. You can hear me now? Oh yeah, I can hear you now. So the gain had to be adjusted. Okay, so basically, what this does, and I can see the media meters are showing signal out of one channel. All right, well, we can deal with that. Yeah, I got two channels. So let me turn this gain up a lot. All right, the first thing is, now that works fine. That's another thing I have to explain. The monitor has its own volume control. This has its own volume control. And the first thing you gotta do is figure out which volume control you're messing with. I'll turn the other sound on so you can hear me anyway. All right. I'm getting sound. Okay, so we can make an assumption here that this thing is passing sound to the unit here, but it's not passing sound back to me. Okay. So so let's keep this simple. Okay, for right now. As this stands. In short, this works fine for headphone equalizer. Somebody in the factory miswired this thing for the headset part of it. And as you can hear, there's dodgy connections inside somewhere in the circuit. But it's also picking up your microphones right next to the microphone. That's why. Yeah. All right. You gotta get the microphone out of the way because this is right. Should I redo this over again? No. We'll just keep recording until we're done and then we'll figure it out from there. Okay? Okay. Makes sense to me. All right. Okay, so I'm going to take all that chunk of that mess out. Trust me, you don't want to hear it. All right, so here's the short skinny. As an audio input for headphones, this works fine. No problem. You can get your sound out and it works great. The one thing we didn't try experimenting yet was with the iRig Pre or with the UCA 222, which will be the next project on the other UCA 222. What's even more ugly is the fact that you have all these cables hanging everywhere, and it's... All right, pig hog. Let's see how good you are. And it's actually time for me to get up officially because my alarm clock is going off. So let me go ahead and take care of that. Oh. I already started wheeling. Okay. So, what's the takeaway on this? We'll still be good. I'll go turn off. Unfortunately, I'm so hemmed up in cords. Okay, so let me give you oranges here. So the thing works, but somebody in the manufacturing plant miswired this thing. And that's really a disappointment because it does work fine for regular headphones. And the headphone adapter can work if you plug a DI connector into here. with an adapter plug like the one I had on the table here. But the iRig Prig by itself will not work. Neither will a gaming headset without the adapter. And even with the adapter, it appears that the input jack does not provide phantom power, which means it ain't gonna power your headset. So therefore, do I have to say it's totally useful? Honestly, I'm going to have to give you my honest review. If you don't have one of these, and you don't have a dynamic microphone to plug into that, or you don't have one of these with the the plug adapter, and then with phantom power inside like a DI box, you're not going anywhere for the headphone for the headsets. And even with that, you're still going to deal with another reality, which is that it's just a lot of wires to drag around. And God knows my station's got enough of those. So, if I have to give you an honest review of this, is for standard headphones, yes. For headset input, hell no. Sorry. Throw it away. That ain't gonna work for you. So I'm sorry to say that. And we all know that gamers love the boom microphones. And that's another test I didn't test. Which is, what about just output? Here we go again. Make sure the power on. And I get sound on the one speaker, and I don't get sound on the speaker very well at all. I get one sound on the one channel, but not the other one. That tells me more than you think. It tells me that the manufacturer who wired this thing, I don't know if it's the adapter. It's another thing I don't have is one of these adapter cords. So let's try it with this. Plugging this straight into the back of the thing, you get sound on both channels, which is what you want. But with the adapter, no. This is the one that came with the headset, by the way. But you need this if you're going to plug into the headphones, jack. Why do these companies do this? It's like a Tower of Babel. Also, another thing too is these things only can take so much volume because the circuit doesn't work as good. But that's because these are 32 ohm headphones and these are 8 ohms. These are way more powerful than the other ones are. These things are the bomb. I don't care. Guys, I have tried so hard to find decent headphones like these in modern form factors. I really haven't had much luck. I have tried, but these things over and over again still basically beat every pair of headset I have found, hands down. I mean, maybe some of the expensive ones, like some of the Sennheisers or some of the really good ones. These headphones here, which right now are kind of relegated to Bluetooth only now, were the closest thing as far as quality of output with these headphones. And unfortunately for me, guess what? I can't use these except on Bluetooth because the 3.5mm jack broke on them. So that's not an option. All right, so the takeaway. The takeaway is it works that the connections for the microphone jack are miswired, and it's not allowing the signal to go through. Also, the input jack is really for line level. It's not for microphone. It doesn't even say microphone. It just says input. It doesn't say what it is. This is a line input, not output. Okay. I just got to tell you right now, if I was to buy this for saying, oh, this is the perfect adapter to connect between consumer grade audio headsets to our audio equipment, I would say you're going to be sorely disappointed. Okay? On the other hand, if you're looking for something that's going to let you use your favorite headphones with 3.5 millimeter jack with EQ settings on a modern mixer with equalizer, it does work. But it's just not the easiest solution to the problem. There are mixers now that do have that easier solution that affects the entire output of your sound, not just the input. But if your headphones need to be a certain way and your rest of your board is set up to SMPTE spec, and you don't want to mess up the rest of your board to see your monitors, your headphones sound a certain way, then you need this. If you don't have this, if you need this little box, but if honestly, I'm not impressed with this. I mean, the quality is good. It is aluminum, It's got good connecting jacks on the front and the back. But for headsets, this microphone is useless. I can't use it for anything because the microphone jack is wired wrong. It's almost like the guy who made the traces on the board misdesigned the whole circuit. Or maybe they're kind of right in a way. Let me explain. You have noticed when I plugged in the iRig Pre into this thing on input jack, and I had to turn the gain way up just to get the sound to go out to the output to the board. It was only coming out of one channel instead of two, meaning it's probably wired for stereo TRS and not TRRS for headset, which means guess what? They're still screwed because number one, unless you got a whole ton of adapters laying around, and then this thing is going to look like a Ruby Goldberg contraption with a million plugs. I'm going to tell you right now, unless you love to plug in lots of cords and you like to play switchboard operator and trying to figure out where everything plugs in, I'm going to say seriously, straight out, just use this for your headphones. Even if you need to use an adapter, just plug the headphones in here, and then don't worry about the output jacks because it's just going to add more layers to your situation than you're going to want. Well, the good thing is it does work. I'm using this right now with the gaming headset with this plug-in, and it's working fine. Only to find out that I have to turn the volume up all the way because these are 32 ohms. And they have a very low SPL on these. And so I'm not really, it's more of a headset thing. Oh, let's just say it's ugly, okay? So I have to come up with an answer and give you guys an evaluation. So I would say for $30 for just your individual pair of headset of 8 ohm impedance to something that is close to your hearing, this is fine. But for a headset for gaming input and output, fuck no. You could do way better than this. Don't even waste your time. It's not worth it. It's not worth the pain. It's not worth the agony. And I'm sorry, but whoever made this thing, you need to work on your PC board because this thing is not wired right for a headset. Don't waste your money trying to thinking, oh, I can use my boom mic now and I can finally use one of my very good cute mixer or whatever. Nope, 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 nope. Nope, nope, forget it. It ain't gonna happen. Um, but it works with these headphones here, but like I said, the volume level is atrocious. They don't have the level that the other headphones in Nova, the Nova ones have. These Nova 40 headphones are way louder with higher SPL. These things are intense. I love these guys. These things are beautifully powerful, and I gained way too hot. Ooh, I didn't even notice that. Well, someone's going to be hearing that in the mix. It's for sure. Well, I could redo this, but I really don't want to. Somebody actually might actually want to hear the screw ups because they actually don't know about things going on. But anyway, guys, listen. So there's a review. Not exactly what I call swimmingly successful, but it did answer more questions than it left behind. So, like I said, the most important thing you need is a good pair of headphones. And that's the first thing with this box. Second of all, make sure, as I said, the headset jack and thing is useless for headsets. It's really wired more or less for an output and not an input. Even with the adapter that came with the gaming headset, it doesn't work because the plugs in the thing are wired for TRS for audio, right and left. And even when I ran it with the iRig Pre, which has a built-in phantom power, it still didn't work quite right either. So, another thing, like I said, is it's an ugly wiring mess to do with. It's lots of plugs, lots of cords. It's just a lot of wire to deal with when you're in a hurry. If you're on a job site and you're trying to get everything plugged in to the system, and you don't really want, and your wiring engineer is already basically up to his eyeballs and gremlins and try switch for live sound or something for studio, or which is a little bit easier than if you were out there on the road doing a gig, which I don't do, but I can tell you I've talked to people who have done these gigs. It's just a lot of cords and things to worry about, getting mixed up. Your connection world is already screwed up with all the plugs you have to deal with for the gig, for the microphones, sound. And if you ever lose your adapters, you're screwed. So yeah. For headphones, great. For anything else, hell no. I'm sorry. Oh wait, how does the monster cables do, or the peghook cables do? Well, they sure got a lot of yanking, that's for sure. They stood up fine, but that for what I paid for these, they better. So what's the takeaway? The takeaway in short is if you need to adjust the EQ for your hearing, then maybe the easiest way to do it is to try out a couple different pair of headphones that you like and find the ones for you that work better than plugging in more boards hanging off your gear. Because every time you plug in more hardware, you result in a giant mess of connectors and plugs, and it makes your work a lot harder. I like the KISS philosophy. Keep it simple, stupid. I'm not kidding you. I don't really like the support having to plug in a bazillion Ruby Goldberg contraptions just to do something that a simple pair of decent headphones can fix. But also, like I said, the word decent comes to mind. You don't have to buy Sennheisers or some fancy headphones. You just got to go try finding a pair of 2 or 3 pairs of monitor headphones, ideally ones like these with a real honest to God cord. These cord, after I replaced this cord, has been solid. I haven't had any problems with the sound since I replaced this cord, and these are from the 1970s, and they're still kicking butt today. So that's what I'm saying right now. There's more plugs you plug into your board, the more likely you're going to add audio noise to your system, and that's going to make diagnosing problems much, much harder. That's the other takeaway from this. Don't go crazy plugging in a million plugs into your board. You already got enough going on. As you can see from my board, my photographs I've shown you, it's already had enough wires hanging off the back. So plugging in more cords is just going to make things worse for everybody. And I never really saw a reason to go crazy plugging in a million cords. I do like to experiment with new things, as I did today. But to seriously leave that thing hooked up on my desk full time? No, it's just too many wires. It's just too many cords. I don't care how many cords you got on your desk. You got wires. This is the other cord I was using yesterday for testing. You got all these cords dripping on your desk, flicking all over the floor, and then someone also adds a trip hazard to it as well. This is not a good way to do anything. I'm sorry, world, but I have to be honest. It's just not feasible. No, it just isn't feasible. It's just too many wires plugging into the boards, and I absolutely am sad that the person miswired that plug. But even if they wired it right, and they may have, the fact is that it's not getting audio tells me another possible thing. One, it's not providing phantom power to the headset. If that's the case, the headset connector is even more bogusly useless. Because without phantom power, your headset ain't gonna work, no matter how good it is. So, I mean, we may have a whole other issue right there, just with the headset power. I'll try that one off camera. But for now, gotta get ready to eat breakfast and get ready for the morning show, and I just wanted to try to do a simple evaluation and ended up becoming a giant mess of plugs. So let me test that microphone I rigged pre with just using it as connected as a headset adapter and see if that works. But that's as far as I'm going for testing on this, because this is just getting to be too complicated. And I'm telling you right now, guys, keep it simple, stupid. Simply does apply here. I don't really like the fact that there's a million plugs hanging off the back of this. And this is very, very exhausting for me and for you, trying to figure everything out. And that's just the way I feel about it. So I have to give the company for headset use a big fat F. I'm sorry. You messed up somewhere. And it's not easily correctable. Second of all, it's not providing phantom power for the headset. So again, big fat F for you. You failed. You failed in its implementation. Number 2 is it's a clunky box. But I'm going to give you a C minus for at least trying to make it right. But because the fact that it doesn't provide the phantom power, you can't use it with headsets. Totally invalidating it for some applications. And please, in your written descriptions on eBay, please stop saying it does with headsets, because a standard headset will not work with it. Because it's just not compatible. Just gotta be honest with you guys. All right, guys. That's it for now. I thank all of you for watching this, and I gotta get ready for breakfast and get ready to take care of some stuff today. And one of the things I want to remind you guys is that these kind of videos are rare when you see them get into this long of a debugging session, but they do provide information that could be useful for you in the future. So maybe I'll leave this video as it is and just upload it straight with all the faux pas, screw ups, and stuff. Nah, I'm gonna clean it up a little bit. Don't worry about it. It does need to be cleaned up, but maybe we can focus on the reality of just how messed up things really are. All right. Right. For now, talk to you later. Bye bye.